Today's American Story with Bob Dotson comes from Springfield, Massachusetts, where a family of four is managing to live a comfortable life by doing what may seem to be impossible. They're living off the land in the middle of the city.
Who does not yearn to live life more simply? To find a place where time is not sliced too thin for thought. A couple of years ago, Daniel Staub and his wife Kristen decided to try.
I found a perfect one for you if you want it.
They plowed up their lawn, planted a big garden, and set out to feed their family of four on what they could produce in their backyard.
Is that one red enough, do you think?
The idea began during a long bicycle trip between Boston and Austin, Texas. Daniel wanted to pass through life a little slower. Kristen wanted to reconnect with the land. Two city kids with the same idea. So they bought this 90-year-old house on 2/3 of an acre and started an urban homestead.
We're actually constantly planting throughout the season, and then all of the crops that we do grow, we preserve for winter use.
Bees breathe sweetness into the family diet.
Do you like honey?
We use honey in all of our cooking.
80 pounds a year from their busy hive.
Do you want some?
Good.
A dozen chickens
So
now live in recycled dog houses. Daughter Dora collects the eggs.
How many are there?
there are 4.
Wouldn't this be easier to do in the country?
Not necessarily, because one of the things that we found in the city is that we are surrounded by immigrants
Whose lives are not far from farming.
These should burn good.
Neighbor Mitchie Mitchell trades Daniel firewood for food.
It's very inspiring to see how he, lives off the land and is able to survive.
By using wood instead of oil, our energy bill as it is for heat is almost zero.
To survive, Daniel connects with neighbors in a way most in the modern world do not. Teaching them piano to help pay the mortgage.
Here's one with one seed.
Kristen is a paid instructor at a neighborhood gardening school.
How can a family of four make it on 2 part-time salaries?
Not only are we able to make it on our 2 part-time salaries, but we're even able to make some choices that wouldn't be the most economical.
My last name is...
Dora goes to dance classes like any other 3-year-old, but her carpool is pedal-powered by 2 feet. They bike or ride buses everywhere.
It's much easier to get around in a city by walking or bicycling or public transportation than it is in a rural setting.
Because everything they need is close.
We got to stock up today.
Of course, they can't grow all their food. Grains and dairy products they buy at health food stores.
I think that's enough.
Both Kristen and Daniel grew up in middle-class families, both college graduates. So their attempts to live simply sometimes baffles Daniel's mom.
Do you cheat and send them, like a little DVD or something once in a while?
One friend said I should buy clothes and wash them and make them look like they're secondhand.
Some will see this as a life of sacrifice.
Snoring granny on a cozy bed in a napping house where everyone is
Sleeping.
Kristen and Daniel feel it frees them to focus on family.
I still don't believe that's actually a word.
When your kids get old enough to ask you, why do we live differently than other kids, what will you tell them?
I'm not a wise sage, I'm just a guy trying to live a little bit differently.
He just hopes their life will be like this garden.
Give them some greens and turnips.
And that his family will grow into it,
Taco, taco.
not out of it. For today, Bob Dotson, NBC News, with an American Story in Springfield, Massachusetts.
And we'll be back in a moment on a Thursday morning, but first, this is Today on NBC.